It's a big Toronto FC HQ with Gareth Wheeler, Terry Dunfield, not because of us, it's because of the occasion. Sunday, 6:30 Yankee Stadium, the second leg between Toronto FC and New York City FC. Toronto FC holding on to a 2-0 lead in terms of aggregate heading in. Just a little bit of an update from training today. It's a fully fit squad for Greg Vanney. He says he's confident that each and every player will be available at his disposal. Now the question is who Greg Vanney decides to play. It's a difficult spot for a coach, and it's a rare one considering the number of injuries this year.
Yeah, and what a great time for him to have this problem. One of the options, we spoke about it in the week, is maybe he could bring in Will Johnson in midfield. He's got Benoit Cheroux as well. Tosaint Ricketts, he's been unbelievable off the bench, but of course you're not going to break up Javinko and Altidore. It's a little bit tricky for Greg Vanney. I've been in this sort of situation before as a player, and when you're not in the 11, you can only play 11 players. You want to be out there, you want to play your part, so it's important that he keeps everybody happy, and subs have been so important.
How difficult is it for a player, though, when the coach comes to you and says, listen, you've worked hard, you're a key contributor for the team, but you're not going to be in the 11 today?
I think at this time of the year, you sort of know your role, and it's difficult to swallow, and if you didn't want to be out there, there'd be something wrong with you. But yeah, it's, you know what, the most important thing is the team and going out and hopefully progressing past New York City.
And even if the players aren't in the 11, look, adjustments are made over the course of the match, especially in a two-legged tie like this. So let's get straight to our three keys to the match for Toronto FC to find success and move on to the conference final. Let's start off with the way that TFC will start the match come Sunday evening. It's going to be big the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think the 20 minutes is going to be so important. I expect a high-tempo, frantic game. I think New York will change the way they play. They'll go out and be all attacking. The fullbacks will get forward. They'll throw everything but the kitchen sink at TFC. And I think if we can come through that unscathed, that'll go a long way to just taking some of the emotion out of the game and the talent and ability to come through. Look, Yankee Stadium isn't an easy place to go. They haven't lost there in 5 months.
It's going to be compelling to watch and see how it plays out because New York FC, they're an older group, and if they want to pick up the tempo, it generally plays into the hands of Toronto FC being a younger, more athletic side. But as Greg Vanney put it in his pre-match discussion, oftentimes playing on a smaller field leads to chaos, which would play against Toronto FC, which leads into our second key. It's how do you go about defending that 2-goal lead that you have?
Yeah, it's all about getting the balance right of attacking and defending. TFC have so many attacking players that you can't underutilize that. You can't just sit back the whole time and bring New York City onto them. I think our system's flexible enough where at times you can put New York City under pressure like we did at BMO, get the full backside. New York will give you opportunities. They love to play out of the back, but then there will also be times when you have to give New York some respect. They'll have good possession.
Yeah.
If you don't get that press right, they'll pick you off. Sit back in your blocks, be very difficult to break down. It's a small pitch, your distances will be less, and then hit New York City on the counter.
Well, and you have Javinko and Altidore up front, always good for a goal. You just got to tell your fullbacks in Moro and Bedish, or maybe just to tuck in a little bit more and pick their spots when they get out to attack.
Yeah, good point. And communication's so important. It's vital that the entire team's on the same page, and some aren't pressing, some are dropping back. As long as TFC are cohesive, I don't see there being a problem.
Our final key to the match, it's the back three and Michael Bradley sitting in front, all four players. It's going to be a tall task defending the likes of David Villa, Frank Lampard over 90-plus minutes.
Yeah, and I thought Jack Harrison, I thought he was fantastic as well in the first leg. And this was one, I thought the back three and Michael Bradley were immense at BMO, and they need to carry that form on, that relationship into Yankee Stadium. I thought Michael Bradley did an excellent job screening the back four, closing down any pockets for New York City to play. And David Villa, anytime he got the ball, Michael Bradley was in his face. I thought the two center halves, the two twin towers, were up against the front three, taking them away from their goal, gobbling up anything in the air. They have to do that again. And it's important that Drew Moore just reads the situation well, picks up anything in behind, and that relationship between the three and Michael Bradley is going to be crucial.
Everything has been said that needed to be said over the course of the week, whether it be Javinko's MVP snub, whether it be David Villa and his non-suspension. All the talk is done now. It's time to get at it and see these two teams go at it at Yankee Stadium, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday evening. You can watch on TSN 4 and 5. You can listen on the radio, TSN 1050 radio in Toronto. I'm ready for this. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm jacked. I can't wait. It's so important that they just go in with that same mentality at BMO, and I don't think there'll be an issue.
Use the hashtag TFC Live throughout to continue the conversation. Come on, you Reds.